This is real firepower! God of Thunder! It's clobbering time! Maximum pulse!
I'll catch you up. My good deed for the day.
This is real firepower! Behold the God of Thunder!
My good deed for the day.
Hey y'all, it's the Raccoon Propagandist. I hope you guys loved the boss fight music over the Raccoon gameplay. I thought it was hilarious, but here we go. We have Convergence on Wakanda. It is top 500 in the early season 6. The match bans are Hawkeye, Phoenix, Daredevil, and Spidey. I want y'all to pay attention to the beacon placements throughout this match. Because it's going to show you how I synergize with my team and specifically Wolverine. If you notice for the rest of the match, I will be placing the beacons near him, but away from the enemy's line of sight, when I can. If you notice, our Wolverine already kidnapped one. This is the second kidnap. I do get both kills, but they're possible because of the jetpack. And because of the Wolverine. Anyways, here I noticed that our Gambit used ult, so I did recall mine. We did get a few kills, but I am expecting the enemy team to still have a chance at this if they portal. I'm looking around, and I felt confident, but as soon as that portal came in, I knew, I wasn't going to survive much longer. I did place the amplifier. My goal in placing that amplifier was, even if I died, that's usually enough for the team to still win the fight, because the amplifier keeps the team alive and increases their damage. But what I didn't take into account was the enemy Gambit's ult. So they had a portal and their entire team with the Gambit ult, and we did lose that fight. That being said though, when you lose a teammate on your team and they're dead and you're still fighting a 5v6, it's good practice to slowly back up, or if you don't want to slowly back up and you still want to fight that, either fight it, go full aggression. The reason I say that is because the longer you're in that fight, the more likely it is someone on your team is going to die. And when that happens, you guys will just stagger longer. If that continues to happen, someone on your team is usually going to want to surrender. Not because you guys suck or we suck, it's just because maybe they don't understand the game as well, right? But it's always a learning curve. The first fight or two should be a learning curve, and you shouldn't treat each game as a steamroll. If you don't steamroll them right away, it doesn't mean you're going to lose the match. You just have to make less mistakes than the other team. That being said, we are trying to push up. We have noticed that by now every teammate should be aware of who the enemy opponents are. And I am going to respect Wanda's space, only because if I don't respect Wanda's space, she will kill me. Rocket is an easy kill for Wanda. So whenever I see Wanda, I will try to keep my space and respect her space. Right there, I noticed that Gambit's fighting the Mr. Fantastic, but if I fight Mr. Fantastic with him, that means the rest of the team doesn't get healed, so I let him handle it. I believe he was going to handle it anyways. I will be getting a res beacon here in a second. I noticed Emma ult, so I do want to prioritize her heals, but I do throw that res beacon 1 second too late. The good thing here is though that Doctor Strange here gets kidnapped, we capitalize off that, and our res beacon still receives a benefit of reviving our rogue. So good on them. My team is pushing up. I do want to stay with cart here. Usually this corridor here is very ult heavy, and after many times playing on this map, I recognize that that corridor there is ult heavy. So I do expect it. I do notice both teams are getting a little aggressive here, and I am expecting ults to just pop off now. I do want to touch in on a little bit of why I placed my amplifier there. Some people might think it's bad. I kind of defend that it's not bad and it doesn't matter, only because I mentioned our team is getting aggressive, right? And most people get carried away with you're supposed to place the amplifier in one specific spot. Well, I'm here to tell you, if your team is getting aggressive with the enemy team, placement does not matter. The reason for that is because by the time the enemy team, figures out, hey, we got to destroy the amplifier, one of a few things would have happened. One, either someone on their team is already dead, or two, by the time they finish destroying the amplifier, it doesn't matter anymore. And usually you're going to want to bait them into shooting your amplifier so that they're not shooting at your teammates. And if they're not shooting at your teammates and your teammates are receiving the benefit of the amplifier, that means one of your opponents is going to die. And if they're dead and they destroy the amplifier, guess what? You won the team fight already. It doesn't matter if they destroyed your amplifier, you won the fight. So placement is important, but winning the fight is more important. So use that information as you best can. And if anyone tells you that, hey, your placements are terrible, if you're judging the fight as best of your ability, it doesn't matter what people are telling you, because they're not seeing what you're seeing. Now that I have amplifier, I am letting my team know with the quick chats that I have it, only so that their next play can bounce off of my play. When I place my amplifier, I want my teammates to know beforehand that I'm gonna place it soon. And I also noticed that I've been outpacing the enemy's ults. So right here, I initiate the fight with my amplifier, and I try to survive all of theirs, right? I use my amp and they respond with 6 ults. That lets me know that for my next few ults, I will have the advantage in who gets their ult first, and severely. So this is a good thing for me, and it's a good thing for the team. As you can see now, it's just a resource exchange. We've wasted all of their resources, so it is up to me and Gambit now to just sustain our team through the rest of the fight. And we did. Now I am getting my res beacon back, so I will toss it as far forward to give the benefit of jump packs to any teammate that takes it. In this case, again, it's Wolverine. Wolverine's very active about it, only because it makes him a better player, right? And he thanks me for the heals. Holy heals, he says. You're welcome, buddy. Anyways, I am going to stay here near car. I do want to get it to the finish line as fast as I can while still healing my team. I do have my res beacon back there. I will recall it, but not before I place this amplifier. And if you remember, I said that I am outpacing them with how fast I'm getting my amplifier. By them, I mean the enemy team. In this case, it wasn't a crazy amplifier, but it did give us the space to get through this chokehold. Usually, right here where the cart is turning, that is a chokehold for most teams. And if we're not able to easily get the cart through there, the enemy team usually has a good opportunity to hold it. So that amplifier, while it might seem like, hey, what's the point of that? In my experience, getting the cart through that little area is a lot more important. And right here, again, desperation time for the enemy team. They are going to be desperate. And when that happens, that should be a good thing for you, because they are going to make mistakes. And as they make mistakes, you should be trying to keep your team alive as fast as you can. Right here, Thor is trying to kill our Gambit, but Again, it's a losing fight. He should not be fighting Gambit because I'm protecting our Gambit. And not only am I protecting Gambit, but I'm also protecting the team up ahead.
Real firepower.
I just want to emphasize again, the match, especially at the beginning of the match, it is a learning curve. You won't start the match off playing, perfectly. Maybe you will, right? But if you are playing perfectly, it's probably just because it's not a balanced match. Most of these matches, whether you want to believe it or not, are pretty balanced, and it just comes down to the team that makes marginally less mistakes. There are really no steamrolls. If you think of it as just steamrolls, you're setting yourself up for the wrong mentality of how to approach the game. Since Penny got a kill early on here, I think that makes our Venom play a little aggressive. Maybe he gets tunnel visioned, but it's okay. Right now we're just heat checking the enemy team. We are setting up, we are preparing. Part of the setup includes the Penny webs that I like to stand on. And since our Venom died, he will get back pretty quickly. The thing that we don't want to do is give up too much space because of him not being here. So we do want to still hold space, and we want to control this general area here. Here I know someone's off to my left, but if I stare at my left side, I won't be able to heal these guys with me. So I will look at my left when it's important to look at my left. Again, I was prepared for that because one, I had the jump pack, and two, I knew I didn't have to stare at him because he won't instantly kill me like a Hawkeye. Right here, I'm letting my Gambit know that he should ult first, and hopefully he does, right? Hopefully. Anyways, he did not, and this is desperation time for my team now, right? We either defend the capture, or we let them have it. In this case, we gotta continue fighting it, right?
I'll patch you up. Disappear! My good deed for the dead.
Looks like the enemy team is using some ults, so they are investing for this fight. They want it. If you noticed, I'm able to heal from spawn. Just knowing the way that the rocket orbs work, if you come out of spawn, you should be healing. If you ever played pool, you should, and you know how the pool balls are gonna bounce off the wall. The same applies here. You're playing pool, but in a slightly different way. If you remember, I said that it's desperation time for them. So they're willing to make mistakes, and we will capitalize off of this. And these are simple cleanup kills after we killed the first few. We did lose our Wolverine, but in this case it's fine. He'll be back nearly at around the same time as the enemy team begins this fight. So that's a good thing. Right here I got my res beacon, so immediately place it down. If Wolverine remembers and he keeps track of what's happening in the game, he'll remember that that's the spot that it was before. And he does. You see, he went up there, he grabbed the jump pack, and he's going back in. Here you notice that I was able to dodge the thing ult. That's because usually his ults are very predictable. Most tanks' ults are predictable. The only reason he's up there is for two reasons. One, he either believes he can get a kill, or two, he's about to ult. And in this case, he ulted, but we respond with a better ult, and we were prepared for it because, again, we saw it coming from a mile away. I am close to my amplifier here, so I will want to use it. I noticed that the enemy team has a few seconds left, so they're probably going to TP. If you noticed, early on the match, I died here in the same way that they TP'd, but now I am more prepared. I did learn from that mistake, and we capitalize off of that. And I walked away with a few kills. If you can take away anything, it's don't worry about the bad starts in your matches. Don't treat every match like a steamroll. If you don't have that steamroll early on, it does not mean you're gonna lose. If anything, take those early deaths that you and your team get and try to flip them on its head. Try to understand what's really going on in the match and play around those facts. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like this and think this is heel botting, please leave your IQ in the comments below. Thank you. Have a good day.